Peggy Clary of Clary Law Offices, one of our estate planning attorneys. And each night we do a nightly video chat on a topic that pertains to estate planning or estate administration. And tonight's topic is really something that enables many beneficiaries of estates to work out private agreements among themselves to help dispose of assets, or in the alternative, maybe reallocate distribution so there is an agreement on the best way to handle the distribution of the legacy of the person who has passed. And as a good example of this, I remember the first time I used this in my practice, and it pertained to a decedent's boat. And the parent underneath their will had left everything equally between 4 children. And one of the children would often boat with his father. They had great memories together, and the siblings came together and said, we really want to have our brother take this boat because, 1, we don't want it, which is always helpful, but 2, it had such a legacy spirit to it that the family came together, and using this private agreement, which was approved by the court, we were able to assist in fulfilling a distribution of this asset without having to deal with these 4 siblings talking about who wants it, who doesn't want it. And instead, what could become a complicated estate matter was really easy to be handled and very cost effectively using this private agreement. Now, the private agreement is not only limited to distribution of assets, it can be used to recognize heirship. So maybe I've used it in other ways where heirs in an estate have come together and recognize that they want to divide the estate to include one other person who maybe was more like an emotional son or daughter to the decedent, but we've been able to do that. So the private contract among beneficiaries is a really underutilized tool, but if you have some assets in an estate or some issue that you can come together with the beneficiaries, then you would enter into this contract, and the contract would govern the disposition of the asset. The contract is approved by the court, so we're always going to make sure that everything is meeting the due process considerations, that it's reasonably negotiated at arm's length is the term we use, that people are making informed choices, but it is an effective planning tool that hopefully many families can take advantage of. Secretly, as a young child, I wish I maybe would have had this contract with my mom and been told I could have ice cream every night for dessert instead of having to eat vegetables all the time. But it is a great way if you have some sort of issue in your estate administration that you can come together and resolve that without really spending added expense and time to either litigate it or get extra special court orders, but you can just do that with a private agreement and keep it within the confines of the interested parties in the estate. So thanks for watching. We really appreciate your time here at Clary Law. We hope you live your life with civility, dignity, and respect. And if we can help you discuss with your beneficiaries or your family the planning techniques of the private contract among beneficiaries, we stand ready to do that. Thanks again.